Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. One thing I want to be doing at home is to have a better working atmosphere so that I can be more absorbed in doing the video service, because at the moment I don't have a room. My wife and son, they sleep in their room and I sleep in the living room, and then there's the temple room. So there's only 2 rooms in our apartment and 1 living room. Our temple room is very small. So there's one small corner there where I can fit a small table so I can work from the temple room directly. So let's see how that goes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Another thing also that I need to do is to try to find some flowers, because now there's another outbreak in Guangzhou of the COVID virus. So the place where we normally buy flowers, they don't dare to go in that area because it's very densely populated, and China has a lot of people, and that flower market can have, you know, tens of thousands of people. So they don't dare to go, and people from there, they cannot come here because that whole area has been sealed. So now I don't know, I'm trying to find a way to get some flowers for the vase or vase. For offering flowers and garlands, we have the nice frangipani, I believe they're called, you know. So we can make garlands out of those, and also decorating the altar and during the arati. But for the vase or vase, I don't know how you pronounce it actually. The real word in French is vase, but I think in English it would be vase. We need to find some flowers. I'm trying to look. I came here, I saw these flowers here in this park, but they don't look so nice from close up. So I need to find a nice looking flowers that I could pick and put in our vase. You can take a look behind me. This is something very common in China. I don't know if you're seeing properly. Let me switch the camera around. So in practically every park in China, you will see scenes like this of social interactions, people dancing together, children playing. You see there they're playing badminton. Just now I saw a group of person over there doing Tai Chi also. So China has a very social centered culture. They like to socialize with one another and do activities like this. So that is actually very natural, and life is supposed to be like that. Life is supposed to be only enjoyment. And these dancing and this music and this manifestation of interacting with one another in a social environment, they are simply trying to reproduce Vaikuntha. Prabhupada said that these spark that we're making, it's our dormant primeval desire to reproduce Vrindavan. Because in the spiritual world, it is said in the Shastra, every step is a dance, every word is a song. So it's supposed to be a constant festival, non-stop, never stopping, and always increasingly. So it's natural to have things like this, and it's not wrong. What is wrong is that there's a lack of Krishna consciousness in it. So that music that you're hearing, they could simply be putting bhajans, and they could be dancing, having a deity there. You know, they could bring a deity in the park and having arati and everybody dancing and sharing prasadam. And yes, the children could be playing around, and there could be a recitation of verses, classes on the Bhagavatam. There's just so much that one could be doing with Krishna in the center. And that whole scene that you're seeing with all these people dancing and all could just be a huge spiritual festival. And I believe that we will see that happening more and more, because Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtana movement is meant to be for the next 10,000 years. And I heard a class recently where Prabhupada said that Lord Chaitanya said in every town and village his holy name will be chanted. But he said in every town and village there would be a temple with Radha Krishna deity, and he said that means at least 6 brahmanas to take care of the deities. So every town and village on the planet will have at least 6 brahmanas, so 6 devotees, you know, to act as brahmana in the social system. So just think about how much Krishna consciousness would be spread everywhere. So I'm sure that there will be scenes like that. Maybe not in our lifetime, but maybe we'll take birth again and see this in the next life. There's a woman over there who's dancing to some communist songs. She seems to be in her 50s or 60s. So it's normal for them because when they were young at school, they were learning all this communist singing and dancing. So you can see her at the back. You can hear the music. So when they were young, they don't do it anymore, but they have all these communist songs, even songs in the glorification of Mao Zedong, glorification of the Communist Party. Now it's not imposed in schools, but they still do the raising of the flags and all. Of course, this is not just in China, many countries do that. This dancing and singing, writing of songs in honor, in glorification of a personality is something very natural for us. You can see, we want to do this. The problem is that we reposed our veneration, our glorification into some conditioned soul. That is the problem. But otherwise, this is completely natural. All the acharyas, the liberated personality who are untouched by the three modes of material nature, they always write songs in glorification of the Lord and His pure devotees. So it's an eternal nature of the soul to be a poet, to write. Srila Prabhupada said that actually Vaishnavas are poets because our mouth is made for the glorification of the Lord, our intelligence is made to write verses about the Lord. But since these glorifications are made for a man-made God who is imperfect, who is atheist, it has no value. In fact, it is minus. It goes in the negative because it hurts you. It increases the bondage and furthers one into the entanglement of repetition and birth and death. This is a plant shop here that's across our community. So I don't know if they have flowers or plants that bear flowers. I'll go take a look. They don't seem to have much. And there's nobody here coming out, So yeah, so most of these businesses are affected. I did go to that flower market once and I showed it in the vlog. It's huge. So pretty much everything in Guangzhou comes from there. So since that place is affected, every small businesses like this are affected. There's a tree there. These branches can be cut in the base. There's a few police officers there on their motorcycle. Every time that some communist event occurs, for example, soon I believe is going to be the anniversary of the formation of the Communist Party. So every time that these things occurs, you see more police forces in the streets displaying their strength and all. So this display of might is also not wrong in itself, because the Kshatriya class, those who rule, must rule by strength. Kshatriya means this. In the Shastra it is said that if a king by force conquers a kingdom, he's not wrong. The kingdom is rightfully his. So strength is the means of the Kshatriya, the ruling class. But this strength should be backed up with Brahminical culture. That is, the head of the society should be directing the arms in how to utilize strength. Just like if some person becomes mad and just starts to hit people, just like we see, in this so-called modern civilization, some people, they become crazy and they take guns and they start to shoot and kill people like that, mass killing. So because the brain has gone wrong, completely mad, then the arms act aggressively but for the destruction. So similarly, if the ruling class doesn't take guidance from Brahminical culture, then their strength, their might will be employed in the wrong way and will only create harms actually to the whole body. Recently there was a shootout In America, I mean, there must be one every day or more every day. And this one man started to kill people like this in the bank. He went into a bank and started to kill people. And what happened? He got killed by the police also. So if one acts sporadically, whimsically, without taking guidance from brahmanas who know the truth about life, and that we're not this body, that we're spirit soul, and that everything should be dovetailed toward that ultimate end of going back home, back to Godhead, then nothing will work properly. Just like a body whose brain is malfunctions, the whole part of the body do not work properly. So this show of might is not wrong in itself. Again, what is lacking is Krishna consciousness.
Jaya Sitapati Advaita Dasai Taba Babale Pai Satan Nami Kai.
I'm back home.
It's a cat.
One more earth. Bring one pot of earth to Mama. Go.
Cat.
Yeah, this one.
Babale Pai Satan Nami Kai.
Okay, so we got the pool up there. Here it is. Now I'm filling it up with water. So I'm happy that the Lord gave me this idea to have a small festival with them in the pool. You know, I was not thinking of this at the time of buying. I was just thinking because now summer is coming and our son really likes to play water, so I thought, you know, buy a small pool like this. And in China, these things are so cheap. And a bit later on, yeah, as I was thinking, normally they have a boat festival, Radhastami, I believe. Well, not that we don't have Radha Krishna, but we can bring Śrī Śrī Gaura-Nitāi here. So we'll be offering prasadam. I'm gonna be taking a shower. I'll be offering, and after that, we'll just bring them here, their lords, have a small arati, and after that, the pool will be sanctified. Now, because of this COVID era, it's important to try to change our house into a spiritual atmosphere, because we do not know how long this is going to last. One of the devotees who picked up on that the fastest was actually Tadavit Prabhu in Singapore. He understood that people will be in lockdown, and you know, people will not want to go out as much as before. Temples might be closed down, so immediately he picked up on this and he started to give online classes, because people had no choice. You know, most of people in the beginning, they were not working, they had a lot of time on their hands at home, so he started to give online classes, and he's been doing so, and he gave, you know, hundreds of classes already online, live streaming and uploaded to YouTube later on. And even now he's doing a Tattva Darshana series daily on Instagram, and this is also going very well. But all of us, we have to mold our home into a temple as much as possible. So as much as possible, transform the house a spiritual atmosphere. Concerning paintings, you know, I've got some new paintings in our house. A couple of vlogs ago, I showed that. It's good to have as many pictures as possible. That's what Prabhupada said in the temple. In the temple, he said, there should be as many pictures as possible, so that everywhere you see the Lord. Always, always, always. You know, always have bhajan in the house. Always have Prabhupada chanting or bhajan. We should have our own altar, deities. This is another project I'm thinking of doing, is to start a group only about deity worship, so that all grihastas come together and that we give each other some tips and encouragement on how to perform deity worship, so that practically we apply devotional service. Because listening to classes is very good, but we need to apply it also. And applying means deity worship.
Simple theoretical book knowledge is not sufficient for a neophyte devotee. Book knowledge is theoretical, whereas the archana process is practical. Spiritual knowledge must be developed by a combination of theoretical and practical knowledge, and that is the guaranteed way for attainment of spiritual perfection.
Who needs to go in first?
Jaya Śrī Śrī Gaura-Nitāi Shri Jaya Śrī Gaura-Nitāi Jaya Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasri Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Śrī Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Nitāi-Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi-Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, 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 Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, Jaya Nitāi-Gaurasundara, 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi-Gaura Hari Bol, Nitāi-Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi-Gaura Hari Bol. Nitāi-Gaurasundara ki, Prabhupada ki, Aishmati Tulasi Maharani ki, Oh Brahmananda.
I'm screaming. I'm screaming the food. Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
So it was a nice little festival that we had. I guess it was spontaneous. I don't know if that's bona fide or anything. Normally deities are to be brought on a boat on such pools, not to be brought like this just in the hand, but you know, we try to serve the Lord the best we can, and develop our serving attitude.
Hari Hari Hari